structured data is a type of language that you put on your website or a specific page on your website that transmits these tiny little signals to Google. Say, for instance, like you have a product and, the price of that product, the availability of that product, the reviews of that product. Those are all those tiny little signals that structured data is. You can use it in a couple of different languages, but Google interprets that and actually puts that in organic search results. They use that to enhance the organic search results. So a lot of people now, they're used to seeing like recipes, and they're used to seeing the reviews on inorganic search results with the gold stars and stuff like that. So that's all. And there's thousands of different types of structured data. Very few of those Google uses to provide rich results, like the knowledge panel and stuff like that. So Huckabuy has had this really ingenious, I would say ingenious, but at the same time, it took a lot of development time to come up with a simple product, or it's a product, really. It's simple software that you install it on your website, and it finds those different signals and marks those up accordingly. So you don't need a developer or a really technical nerdy team to do that. You just install the software and it's done. Some of the case studies that Huckabuy's put out have just been incredible because those rich results, they enhance the rich results. And then going back to like the Google search algorithm, interaction with those search results, because they've been enhanced, your click-through rate goes up. That's a major signal to Google that people love you. And so in turn, your rankings will go up, and you'll start being discovered for more keywords as well, because Google sees that you're more of a valuable site, or at least what the people want. I love, and this is one of my sayings, is Google really doesn't care about your website or your business. They care about what the people do with it, and they care about people. So when you do what the people want, that's when you start getting those rankings. So that structured data software is kind of what drew me into Huckabuy. And I've been with Huckabuy for 2 years now, and it's just like, if I want to reach out to these customers or potential customers and say, look, guys, you're missing out if you don't do this. It's like, well, you'll always get customers that in providing that value of, well, we can't afford it or something like that. And it's like, you can't not afford it, is what I really want to tell people. So, so moving past the structured data, obviously that kind of was that big jump for Huckabuy. And now
a little bit on the structured data product. Yeah. What's wild about it? So I think of structured data as like, there's kind of two main benefits. There's one, it just helps Google understand. Sites are not easy. Not all HTML is the same. There's lots of blockers that make it hard for Google to understand. So when you speak their language, they're just going to understand more. And the more they understand, usually the more keywords that you start ranking for. And that's where it's really powerful from a performance perspective, is you'll see these big jumps in ranking keywords, number of ranking keywords. The second benefit is what you mentioned before, which is rich enhancements or rich results through organic search pages and SERPs. That's just evolving and evolving, right? I mean, you're probably as knowledgeable as anyone on this to see how Google leverages structured data more and more. And it's not slowing down. If anything, it's picking up. There's a crazy statistic that 50% of searches are now 0-click. So they just get the answer.
Yep.
All powered by structured data. So it is a movement. And the other piece of it is, as voice search increases, voice search is also powered by structured data. So voice search is essentially reading back to the user what the first rich result is. And that gives them the ability to answer questions and satisfy users via voice search. So as far as what's funny too about our software is, it's a bit of a bubblegum job in that it's kind of like Google's algorithm. Like, there were real purists that back in the day when Google started getting going, and they would constantly be sort of tacking on these pieces, bolting on pieces to their algorithm. And it wasn't just like a pure algorithm. It was like very complicated. And it had, for this, all of a sudden we're going to tweak this a bit and penalize sites for bad links. And then we're going to tweak this a bit. And it really is like a hodgepodge, and I can't imagine how many lines of code it is now. Our structured data software is kind of similar to that. It's all about relevancy. And so you have to make a lot of tweaks and little adjustments for it to work. It's not a pure, algorithm. It is sort of a piece together, and that work by our engineering team over many years now is what makes it powerful. And just like Google's algorithm, it really is sort of bolted together, but at the end of the day, it works and it drives great structured data in an automated fashion for our customers. And they, as you mentioned, they get great results.
They do. It's funny when you say it's like, trying to understand what Google, or trying to relay that language to Google or learn that language. It always makes me think of like a movie where someone's going to a place that they don't know the language, or someone's coming to them and then they just start yelling at them, thinking like that's going to help, raising the tone. So we're not just raising, we're not yelling at Google. We've taken the time to understand that language.